everybody, it's Sam here. Thank you for watching. So today I'm going to show you a requested card. This one's been requested from my mum. If any of you are new or you don't know, my mum's also a card maker, and she saw this on Pinterest and asked if I would make one. So the link that she sent me was just to a template, and it was, I believe, in German. So I have just taken what I can from the template and I've come up with this one here. So these are my own measurements. I think those ones are in centimetres. So again, check out the links below, because if you would rather work in centimetres, then you can look at that one there. But this is how it is flat and how it would be in the envelope. And then when they take it out, it kind of just pops into place. I've added this. I don't know if this is on the back, because without it, it didn't really stand on its own, but with it, it does. And then I've just added a topper in the middle there, but you could stick something onto the side pieces. I'm going to call it the Three Peaks card. I think that's quite appropriate, but it's a really cool style. I think it's quite a masculine make, but I also then could see it maybe in kind of like whimsical kind of colours, and it could be like a crown or something. It also works as like mountains, so if you've got maybe someone who likes their hiking and you've got some stamps. I know I've got some of like a guy hiking up a mountains, that would maybe work on the side here. So I think you can definitely do a lot more with it. The space on the back, obviously, to write your message. I would suggest maybe writing your message before you add this piece, because obviously it's going to be a bit difficult to write. So it is a slightly unusual one, but I do really like it. Mum, I hope you like this way that I've done it, and yeah, let's get started. Okay, so to decorate them both, I've used the reveal wheel background papers. So I've used this lovely design on the one I just showed you, and then today's I'm going to use the next one with all the pinks in. And then you can't really tell, but on this one here, it's pearlized paper, and that was from the Simply Made Crafts paper pad, and it was the Gerber pearlescent paper pad. For the sentiment in the middle, the happy birthday, I've just taken it from this one here, which is the Creative Craft Products in the Windows sentiments. So no dies are needed to make the card at all, which is always good. So you want to start off with a piece of 10 by 7, and you want to score right down through the middle. So you made yourself a 5 by 7 card blank, like so. Okay, get rid of the scoreboard. Actually, no, I'll just go through. If you want to have your sentiment like I have, you'll need to add this piece behind. So this is a piece of 3 by 1. Along the 3-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 1, 2 and 2.5. And then for that stopper, you may or may not want to add this. It does stand without, but I do think it's just better to have this there, and it almost then tells the person what to do with it when they receive it. So this is a piece of 7 by 1, and along the 7-inch side, you want to score at 1/2 inch, 3.5 and 6.5. Okay, next you want to grab yourself a ruler and a pencil, and you want to mark up 5 inches from both sides. So I've just put a pencil mark there, and then come along this side, mark up, put a pencil mark there, and then join that pencil mark so it runs right across. You're then going to come in 2.5. So I've just marked a pencil mark there, and again I've just come in 2.5 and I've marked it there. From those 2.5 markers, you want to join that to the middle, to the top of that centre score line. So just line your ruler up first, and that's going to be a cut line. Again, like so. This pencil line running right across, you're going to end up rubbing out. This one, well, you'll rub out that bit there. You'll probably cut away this bit, and we're going to cut all of this section and all of that section. Before we do that, add your other score lines in. So you want to keep your ruler, and then with your stylus here, you're going to, from the bottom score line, you're going to score up to that 2.5 marker on both parts, and then again from that middle score line up to the edge there, to the end of that pencil line. So I'll start with that one first. Okay, so you'll have something like that. There you go. When it catches the light, you can see those 4 score lines and then that middle one. There we go. So next, you want to cut, like I said, along that pencil line to the top of that second score line there, and then cut all of that away. So I'm just cutting slightly into the score line so I don't have to rub it out. And then again, come down this side. Okay, next we want to do our folding. So you're going to do a mounting on the outer score lines. Make sure you get a nice point at the end. Okay, so you've got mountains there. The middle one will be a mountain. So the two inside ones need to be valley folds. So just make sure you get a nice point at both ends. Okay, so now you should be able to fold the whole thing in half and then burnish these score lines well. So on the inside and also on the outside. And that is the picture. Hers had a jungle theme on it, so she had like cheetah animal print, I think. And that's how I believe it was standing, but a gust of wind or anything and it kind of will, you know, even if you've got it at that kind of right angle or even further in, it just felt a bit wobbly. So that's why I've got this piece here. Now you can add it now and then pop your paper over the top, but like I said, I would write on that first. I mean, you could still write on an angle in here, and that's probably what I'll end up having to do because I need to make this and put it together now to show you. So I'm going to cut this first. This is a piece of 4.5 squared, and this is for the back, so you can, like I said, write your message, and you're just going to cut that right down through the middle from point to point. Okay, so you've got those ready, and then with this here you want to fold, so the outer ones are mountains, the inside score line will be a valley. So you've got that shape, and then take my glue, you're going to line it up down into that corner there, and then again that one, and then you can just fold that all flat, fold that tab over, and then fold the card down. Okay, so now when we open it, it's going to open up 6 inches, so you'll get a nice angle, and I thought that was enough to show off the card. If you want to have yours open up more, then just extend that, but now it just stands up, I think, a bit more sturdier. And then with these ones, they can just slide in and go over the join, and it just tidies that all up a little bit. So we'll stick those in next. Okay, so that's the back all done. Now the sizes that I give you to cover the middle bits here will be the same for the back, so if you want to decorate there as well, then just double those. So then for the front, this is where I've used that paper pad. I've cut another piece of 4.5 squared, and then cut it again on the diagonal. This is actually from 2 different pieces. I got this from scraps because I wanted that corner detail for these corner sections here, but you'll see how they're going to go nicely like so. I would say work with a non-directional paper for this kind of design because there's angles involved and you need the direction of the angles going in opposite directions. That can yeah, sometimes get confusing, and you can waste your cardstock if you're not concentrating, because I've done it lots of times. Whereas if it's non-directional, then it's easy. Okay, I'm then going to pop white strips down these 2 here. They're smaller, and then we'll do those 2 in a minute. So you want to cut yourself a piece of 1 7/8 by 6 1/8, and then cut from the top right down to the bottom left. And then on this sloped side from the top here, you want to mark at 1.5. Okay, we're then going to cut, you can draw a pencil line if you want, but we're going to cut from the pencil line to this corner here. Okay, and that's the angle we need. Then what you can do is just pop it on your other piece. Because it's plain, I can just flip one over if I need to, but just if it's pattern, then you put the pattern face to face, and that way you've got them both in the opposite direction. Okay, so now you'll see that that one is going to fit perfectly in there, and then that one on that side. So stick those down next. Okay, so you can see the shape's really starting to show now once you add the layers. Then for the middle section, you want a piece of 2 3/4 by 6 1/8, and you're going to cut from the top left down to the bottom right. Okay, and then what you want to do is come down 1 3/4, mark with a pencil, and then I'm just going to join this one up because it's a little bit wider. Join it up to that corner there and cut that out. Now if you want to have it so that you've got see, I've already cut my piece here, but you would have that back to back, so you prints together. Okay, you can see where I've got my other piece. So just, yeah, pattern to pattern, and that way there'll be for the, you know, for each side. Okay, so you should have 2 that are like that. It's kind of directional, that one, I think, because they're the border ones, but because of the way that they're going to be running up the sides, I think it still works. That one on there, and then that one in there. Okay, so that's all that stuck down. Then for my topper, I'll give you the size of this one. So my circle, the frame is 2.5 diameter, and then the stamped one is 2 inches. I've just popped that one up on some foam, and then we need to add this piece. So you want to create a valley, mountain, mountain, and valley, so they will go inside, so you've got that little spring. What's going to happen is these 2 outer ones will have glue and then be attached like so, and you want to make sure they go right up so that that is flat next to it. Now it's up to you, obviously, how high or low you have this. Looks quite nice, quite far down as well. It's got a bit of a Star Wars feel to it as well. Look, kind of do something like that with it. See how different it looks. So yeah, just play around. I'm going to keep this kind of the same as the other one. Is that all right? Yeah, so just bring them, that fold, just make sure that you can push it flat, and then you can kind of just tilt it on each side to push down the glue. Ooh, like so. And then you just add your glue on there, and then you can position whatever it is you have. You just want to make sure that when it's flat, it's going to be able to go in your envelope. So you can fold that all down. Just make sure that's all secure. Yeah, I think that's all right. So there you have it, 2 triple peak cards or something like that. I think it's really cool. Thanks for sending me the picture, Mum. And yeah, I can see these being used for different occasions. Like I said, I do see a bit of a whimsical crown look. I think you could add gems and everything all along the bottom here and on the corners. And then yeah, I'm seeing like Star Wars. They look quite cool as like decor pieces as well, because they're so unusually shaped, so unusual in shape. There you go, I'll pop it that way you can see them a bit better. So yeah, thank you for watching as always. All of the product that I've used will be in the description box below, along with all my social media links. There's a lot of information. If you just click the more button just below this video, it will open up and you'll see lots of information there. Also popping up now will be some other unusual faceted kind of style cards. You might want to watch those next. And as I always say, if you've enjoyed today and you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll be notified every time I upload something new. See you all again soon. Bye.